You ever have one of those moments where the world just pauses? Like you're standing there, watching the absurdity unfold in slow motion, thinking this cannot be real life. That was me at a bank I've trusted for 40 damn years, being told by some kid with a buzz cut and a badge barely older than my army boots that my money was on hold because of security protocols. I mean, what kind of protocol stops a man from getting the cash he needs to save his wife? Yeah, that happened. My name's Arthur Harrison, retired Master Sergeant, 78 years old, lived a life rooted in structure, quiet dignity, and serviced 30 years in Army logistics, a lifetime of doing the right thing by the book, even when it damn near broke me. My wife, Martha Me Anker's been sick for years now, some kind of progressive respiratory thing the doctors keep dancing around with big words and small solutions. But the latest one, well, the specialist had called in a new medication, expensive, urgent, not covered unless you pay up front. And wouldn't you know it, that was the same day my pension dropped. Like clockwork, first Tuesday of the month, same as always. I woke up early, logged in online to double check. The deposit was there every penny. So I grabbed my coat, tucked Martha's insurance card in my wallet just in case, and walked down to the same First National Fidelity Bank branch I'd been using since Nixon was in office. Small, clean, familiar. I even knew the plants by name. That kind of place. Only this time, things were different. The regular faces weren't behind the counter. I saw a new kid name tag, said Kevin standing there with this stiff uniform like he'd just ironed the creases with his attitude. Looked like he'd memorized a training manual, but skipped the chapter on basic human decency. I gave him a polite nod, handed him my card and a slip for $400. That was enough to cover Martha's prescription and get us through the week. He scanned my card, frowned, tapped a few keys, then frowned deeper. That's never a good sign. There's a hold on your account, he said without even looking up, due to unforeseen security protocols. I blinked. A hold? My pension just went through this morning. Checked it myself. He kept typing. Yeah, I see the deposit. But there's a CPU-level administrative lock. Automated flag. Can't touch the funds until it's cleared. How long? 24 to 48 business hours. I swear, I felt my blood pressure rise so fast I could hear it humming in my ears. Son, this isn't a wire from some offshore account. It's my pension. I've been banking here longer than you've been alive. My wife's waiting on that medication. And he, God bless him, just slid over a glossy pamphlet like it was a consolation prize. You can try the helpline, but they'll probably say the same thing. I could have laughed if I wasn't so close to boiling over. The audacity, the blind trust in a system that had clearly failed. So I walked away, sat down on one of those fake leather lobby chairs with the armrests that dig into your sides, and tried to think. I could already picture Martha at home, clutching that damn inhaler that barely worked anymore, waiting for me to walk through the door with her prescription. I didn't have the luxury of waiting 2 days, hell, not even 2 hours. I pulled out my phone. Not to call the helpline if that thing's a dead end. But there was another number, one I hadn't dialed in a decade. A direct line given to me during a high-stakes joint operation with a private sector back in my final years of service. I remember the guy handing me the card. Only use this if the system itself breaks down. Well, it broke. I tapped the number. First Ringyo assistant, no receptionist. Just a voice. Harrison, he said, sharp as ever. Good God. Crimson Eagle, right? That was, 15 years back? Yes, sir. What's the situation? I laid it out. No drama. Just fax pension frozen, wife's medication blocked, bank branch staff treating it like a coffee break inconvenience. I told him the name of the branch. I didn't expect much, maybe a call to escalate or a nudge through the proper channels. But there was this pause. And then I heard the tapping of a keyboard. That's a software bug from last night's update, he muttered. It shouldn't have hit pension accounts at all. Misflagged. And then, just before hanging up, he said, I'm 7 minutes away. Do not leave the building. 7 minutes, later on, those big glass doors flew open like a scene out of a legal drama. In walked James Sterling, CEO of the entire parent company. Tailored suit, steel blue eyes, radiating this kind of fury that doesn't shout, it burns slow and cold. Behind him were two people. One looked like his head of security, the other an assistant who probably carried more authority than the branch manager herself. He didn't go to the counter, didn't stop to ask for directions. He walked straight to me, shook my hand, and said, "This will be fixed." Personally. Then he turned like a missile and pointed at Kevin. "You, get the branch manager. Now." The kid just froze. I think he aged 5 years in 5 seconds. MS. Evans, the manager, was just walking in from lunch, holding a salad, and looking like she'd walked into the wrong movie. "Your office. Now. And bring Harrison's file." The staff stared like someone had just hit the pause button on reality. Sterling didn't yell. Didn't need to. His voice had that weight, the kind that made the floorboards tremble. Inside the office, it was like standing in the eye of a hurricane. Sterling remained standing while everyone else fumbled with files and excuses. He looked at Kevin first. "Did you escalate this? Did you follow Directive 7 Alpha on veteran pension accounts?" Kevin stammered. "Who didn't know about Directive 7 Alpha, sir?" Sterling nodded slowly, like he was trying to hold back actual flames. "Then you're inadequately trained." He turned to Evans. "And if you didn't train him on protocols that exist to prevent this kind of disaster, then you're not doing your job." Then he made a call. One sentence. "Lift the hold on Harrison's account. Priority override." 30 seconds later, it was done. The money was there. But Sterling didn't stop. "Mrs. Harrison's medications today's and every copay for the next 12 months are covered. On us." I think I just stared at him for a full minute. Couldn't even speak. He clapped a hand on my shoulder. "No thanks necessary, Arthur. You gave your life to this country. The least we can do is not treat you like a number." Before he left, he turned back to Kevin and MS. "Evans, expect a visit from HR and regional operations, and expect it to be thorough." The whole bank floor shifted after that, like they suddenly remembered they were dealing with people, not files. MS. Evans processed my withdrawal personally. Apologized twice. Kevin was sent home. Not sure if he ever came back. A few days later, the bank announced a new policy. Veterans Priority Initiative Direct Liaisons, faster verification, mandatory empathy training. Yeah, they actually said empathy in a corporate memo. And every now and then, Sterling still calls me, just to check in. Says it helps him remember why he does what he does. You know, I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't want to make a scene. But sometimes, you have to pull the pin on a red tape grenade and see who's really watching. Sometimes, it takes a storm in the lobby to remind a whole damn system that behind the forms and policies and login screens, there's a human being, a veteran. And some of us have already fought too many battles to get sidelined by a software bug and a smug face behind a counter. So now I ask you, was that overkill, or was that exactly what needed to happen? Let me know what would you have done. Do you think systems like that should have the power to freeze lives on autopilot? Do you think someone should always be watching, just in case the machine forgets the human? Because me, I think respect the kind that's earned in blood, sweat, and service should never, ever get caught in a loop. You know what I mean? Now go ahead. Tell me below. What's your verdict? Honor or policy?